Alright everybody, here we are, and let's continue from here on. And mainly I will be working on the setup of that WhatsApp. Again, I know it's gonna be slow and steady process. I mean, it cannot be just happen in a day or so. But yeah, the main goal is gonna be just spending around 1 hour or something just on this particular thing. And after that I will be going ahead. So the timer is set, and I will keep working on this particular setup for 1 hour. And it depends, like let's see how much I can do in this particular thing. I mean, live over here, and then after that of course I will be switching to some other things and all. And as for the things, chats are gonna be on right now. Of course I hardly get the time to turn the chats on, so this time they are going to be on. Apart from this particular thing, I just need to make sure to turn enable or to stop off, that's it, and nothing else. I think I'm audible. Okay, I am audible. Let's continue from here on. So the last time when I actually worked on this particular thing, let's close this particular part. I will be just opening this, and I'm using PNPM over there, so kind of setup is also one of the challenges I can say, because setup is not gonna be that easy. So this schema was created. I took the help of AI, and at that time, I mean, with the help of AI, I actually created this schema and all. So let's even have a look at this schema. But even before that, we can go through all the things. That's not even a problematic thing. But do one thing. Let's simply go through it, and then later we will be talking about some other things. Because this is gonna be a chat application, like I mean, kind of WhatsApp clone. Almost, I tried to add most of the things, so it will be even the schema is gonna be quite big. By the way, ID is gonna be their name, email, phone number, password, profile picture of the user, about, forgot password token, expiry. They are gonna be inside 7476. Okay, under users schema, verification token expiry. All these things are gonna be here. Apart from this particular thing, last seen exactly when was the user online, is online boolean, that I deleted chats, deleted messages, reactions, status views, and then archived chats and starred messages. So ultimately this particular user's ID has been referenced to in all these particular ultimately fields, I can say, inside messages. Not even fields I can say, but yeah, this is kind of a field. So inside messages, how can I even explain this thing? It can be like inside messages schema, this user ID is being referenced to. It's just like that. Apart from this particular thing, this is something that we have. That relation, calls made, calls received, users blocked by, sent messages at the relation. Okay, they're just simply giving you the extra information and all. Let's continue from here on. The next one is the chat. Inside chat I have ID, and the important thing is that this chat will be created, and chat ID will be saved in the chat participant. So if a chat ID has a group name, that means there is a group. If that is group, that means group name is going to be visible. Otherwise that particular participant's name is going to be visible. It's as simple as that. So by the way, ID is group boolean, and group name string, group image is gonna be string, so group can have an image as well. By the way, if the group is going to be false, so these things will not have the values, and that is why they are optional. Created and updated it, and then disappearing message is gonna be, by default it is false, and disappear duration is gonna be, again this is gonna be optional. You can keep it, you can not. Disappearing message will make the messages disappear if that is true, and if that is true, then I will be even adding a disappear duration in seconds. So the duration when it gets added, so messages will automatically be deleted. And especially for deleting over here, I will be using WebSockets, so that they just keep the things even I don't need to use WebSockets whenever it can be, WebSockets can be used, and whenever that particular time arrives, they simply delete the message and all, so that's fine too. By the way, at the end I have messages, chat participant, messages, chat participant, archived by and deleted by. By the way, inside messages I have this chat ID, so that a message can know exactly which particular chat group or chat person. Ultimately, if it does not have it, if his group is false, that simply means it is not a group. If his group is true, that means it is a group. So this particular message will be sent to this particular chats group, otherwise to that particular user. So ID can be chat can be of a single user, chat can be of multiple users where the group is created. So chat can chat of a single user, chat of a group where multiple users are there. And then on the basis of this chat ID, I'm gonna be just simply sending the messages to that particular user. So ultimately this chat ID is actually saved inside chat participants. So if I go to chat participants, I will be able to just get the chat, and once I got the chat, I will be able to just simply send the things and all. Overall, this is the idea for now. Later, let's see how we will be resolving the things, because when we actually start working on it, most of the things are gonna make sense only at that particular time. Let's continue from here. And then there's a message section, and again it will have that chat ID too. It has the chat ID mainly because so that it can actually reference to that particular chat, exactly which chat it actually belongs to. On the basis of that particular chat, I will be just broadcasting the message. So suppose I sent a message from my own side, so my message will have the ID. Once my message has the ID, so using that particular ID, I will be just finding the chat. It will have the chat ID. Using that chat ID, I will be finding the chat, and all the users who actually have that particular chat ID, I will be just broadcasting that message to all those users. It will be just like that, but again, things are gonna be quite understandable when the right time comes. Message type is gonna be message type, and message type is gonna be message type. Okay, just a sec. Message type. So chat I have. It simply means that message type @text. This is insane. Why am I using message type? Okay, so I think this type I have created. If I go at the top, so this is the message type that I have created, that there can be text, image, video, audio and file. And that is why I'm just simply saying that message type can be message type, and by default when it comes to the message type, by default it is gonna be text type. So that's what I'm actually mentioning over here. Then there is something called body. By the way, this is something defines the message type, and then the body is going to be there. Body is optional, because if the message type is text, body is going to be there. If a message type is not text, then media URL is going to be there. So I mean, when it comes to message types, if I actually hover over it over here, not really getting anything. So it can be text, image, video, audio and file. Then as for the media URL, I can even send the media URL, and that media URL is again gonna be the part of, I don't know when am I gonna use this. File name is fine, file size is actually fine. So sender ID is okay. Sender ID is gonna be created at, updated at. Expire set messages can have their own expiry, so that's fine. Sender is gonna be here, exactly who was the sender, what is the chat of this particular message, so that is also fine. And there are gonna be just the relations over here, and I'm indexing chat ID and sender ID over here so that I can actually find the users easily. And this chat ID and but sender ID were already mentioned here at the top, so that's why relations are being made over here. So this is just a name, sent messages. Again, using this sent messages, you can even reference the things easily. So if the sent messages is used over here, that means I need to use sent messages inside user. So if I go inside users, so over here I'm already mentioning that @sent message. So this particular string, that relation that I'm creating, that will also be used for making a relation, but that is not kind of the most important part. You can even skip it, and you'll have to skip that from the top as well. The most important things are this, like a field is gonna be sender ID, references to the ID of the user. It's just as simple as that. Comes out. Okay, so let's continue from here on, and I have sender, chat. One thing that is kind of worrisome over here, that is this media URL. When will this media URL be actually used? So let's do one thing. Copy it from here. Everything else makes sense. Like if I'm sending any file, in that case, okay, if I'm sending audio or video, in that case there should be file size, there should be file name, that is okay. There should be media URL, in which case am I actually going to need media URL. So in order to do that thing, actually let's click on this, and from here what's a clone schema, and let's go with this one. Where and how will I use media URL, just like this. And let's know the reason behind it, exactly when it's going to be used. Good question. Media URL is the link to where actual media file is stored. It does not contain the file itself, it's just a pointer. That is right. Where does media URL get value from? When user sends a photo, video, audio or file, you must upload the file to some storage. Common choices: cloud, Google storage, cloud friend. Okay, that's right, I'll have to store them, and once I'm actually storing them, then I will be getting their file. After upload, you get a public or signed URL. That is right, and they're gonna be that particular URL, and they're gonna be okay. That's fine. Got that. The thing is that when type is text, that's okay. Body is just gonna be there. When the type is video, audio, or there are other types as well. So if I just click on this, so if there's image, if there's video, if there's audio, even if there's any file, in that case I will need to just enter these values over here. So at that time media URL will have the value. The body may have the value, body may not have the value, it depends. By the way, body I can actually include, file name should be there and file size should be there, so the things make sense right now. Let's continue from here on, and then there is something called contact, and when it comes to this one, so ID is gonna be there, that's okay. Contact in the sense of using this particular table or schema, I will be able to get the contacts of that particular user. So it will mainly have the name, it will have the phone number, that's it. It can have the created and updated ad, and it is mainly used for getting just the contact information, not much like what can you actually do. Contacts, whenever you click on any person's profile, at that time you need to have the contact name and contact question. Yeah, I mean, I even have my username, right? So when I have my user over here, so I have my phone number, I even have the contact name over here. So when I have my user, so why am I even creating this contact? And let's see exactly in which particular situation it's going to be used. That's what I'm gonna be checking over here. Then which situation is this going to be used in? Let's check this thing out. Disable floating something. Where is she right now? Alrighty, I hope she'll have a good journey. Okay, so media meaning great question. Let's break down your contact model represents why and why it exists. WhatsApp style. So owner ID, these are the things that it has. This represents local phone contact list of a user. So it stores owner ID and all these things. User has 100 contacts saved in their phone. You store 100 rows of contacts owner ID. Alrighty. Why does WhatsApp need this? WhatsApp needs this. Identify which phone number in your phone are WhatsApp users. So okay, display contacts with your local saved, not DB names. Display non-WhatsApp users to show invite to WhatsApp. Situations where this model is used. Here are the main scenarios. Importing contacts from device. When a user grants permission, your app imports contacts. Read phone contacts from mobile OS. Send to backend like this. All these things are going to be saved over there, and then matching contacts to existing users. Backend checks if match on WhatsApp, if not invite. So contact is equal to user.phone. So if user's phone number that I have that actually matches in the contact phone, then that is already on WhatsApp, otherwise I'll have to invite that. Amazing. And this is how it's actually done. So that's fine. That means it even has the user ID, so it does have the owner ID, so owner ID is gonna be there. And once it has the owner ID, then there gonna be contact name and contact phone number. By the way, the thing is that ID is gonna be of this particular contact. Owner ID is the ID of that particular owner. That simply means this contact name and contact phone number does not belong to that particular owner. So ultimately I can say owner ID's number is going to be different from contact name and phone because they are the contacts of the user, if I'm not wrong. Exactly, you understood it correctly. So owner ID refers to your app's user account. Owner ID 42 means that user has their own registered phone number stored. Contact name and contact phone refers to the people saved in the user. So it's just like that. So if I were using MongoDB, it could have been altogether a different case. Because while using MongoDB, we could have saved all the users in an array and all. Even storing the users in an array possible over here, but going with this like this is not even a bad idea. So let's continue like this. 17, 18. Alrighty, let's continue. So the next thing that I need to do, just a sec. Alrighty, so this particular thing is done. Contacts are gonna be just contacts of that particular user. Then there is something called chat participant. This is mainly going to be used for all the participants who have actually started chatting. So if you started chatting to a particular user, in that case you will be saved over there. So ID is gonna be definitely their chat ID. The chat ID in the sense kind of, if you are talking to a person, kind of a chat gets created. If you are talking to many people in a group, even a chat is created. So chat of a group, chat of a person, they will have their own IDs, and you will be storing that particular ID over here. So any participant that is here, there's gonna be user ID of that participant. So you will know, okay, this is the user that is in this particular chat participant section, and once the user is here, then this is gonna be the chat ID of that particular chat. So there can be multiple users, first of all, with the multiple user IDs. Then there can be same chats for those users, depends like what kind of chat is this. Not only that, once you got the chat, you will be able to check like whether that particular chat does have what is that called, group name or not. If that does not have is group true, that simply means that that is not a group, that is simply normal chat to any user. More power to you, bro. Thank you very much, brother. Thanks a lot. By the way, how are you doing, brother? I hope you must be doing great. How's it going? Then there is something called role. The thing is that this role is mainly important when it comes to a group. So if chat ID, so ultimately if using chat ID, you will be able to get the group chat information, and chat information will simply tell whether that is a group or not. And if that is a group, that means there will be a role, and if there is a role, so there can be admin or there can be a member. By default, I'm just simply making it a member. That means if there is any chat participant that is joining, so that's gonna be a member. Apart from this particular thing, other people, I mean, great man. Hope you are also doing great. Definitely, I'm doing the work that I want to do the most. So yeah, great. So by default, if you are actually creating a group, at that time you can make yourself admin of the group. Normally, if the people join the group, they are gonna be member, and you can even change them. Joined at a chat, okay, these are just simply the relations, no need to worry about that. Then there is something called message status. Message status will have message ID, like what is the message first of all, then user ID, like which particular user this message belongs to. Then status, like status can be different, like sent, pending, delivered and all. And let's even have a look at this. So sent, delivered and seen, these are gonna be the statuses over here. And created and updated, overall things are same. How will it even work? So as soon as user sees the message, ultimately user clicks on your chat, so that means the messages are gonna be seen. And as soon as messages are seen, so this status is gonna be kind of how many are there, sent, delivered and seen. So by firstly it will be sent, then it will be delivered, and then it will be seen. So sent is simple, sent from your side. Delivered in the sense there was network, so it got delivered. So kind of if the user is online, only at that time the message is going to be delivered. And seen in the sense user clicked on your particular chat and Loved your passion towards your work. Keep going. By the way, is it front end? No, I'm actually working on the back end right now. Maybe I wanted to make the clone of WhatsApp, and for that thing I need a proper schema. So right now I'm just simply working on the overall setup. Slowly I will go ahead, because even for making a clone of WhatsApp, we need a WebSocket. I know that, but we need one more thing, that is WebRTC for video calls and all. I need to learn that. So few things I know, there are few things that I don't know. So I need to learn all of them and then use all those things over here. So overall schema I'm creating for backend. It's just like that. Exactly how many fields I'm gonna be having over there. So okay, this is done, and created, updated, these things are fine. Message reaction, there are gonna be reactions right now. That's crazy thing. No, how it's gonna be, man. Crazy, man. Thank you, bro. Let's see how it's gonna be going on. I know I can complete it. I can do it, and that is why I'm learning about WebRTC as well. It may even take a month. I know that, because there are many things I don't know yet. I will have to learn them, then I will start working on it. But I'll keep working on this, and let's see. One day it will be done, and when it's done, it will be production ready. Never mind. Message ID, message reactions. So I will have message ID, I will have user ID, I will have emoji string. That's right, emoji string. Kind of. Don't you think there should be an array of emojis? Let me even ask about this from AI. How will emoji string give me emojis to select? Shouldn't I have an array? Just a minute. Even before asking this question, I had better have a look at this. It is simply saying that it will have the message ID. Message ID in the sense is emoji string will only contain one emoji at a time. No way. Emoji string will contain multiple emojis for that particular message. Let's see. Just ask the question. Good question. This part often confuses people when. Okay, ठीक है. The DB does not store the emoji picker option. Your DB only stores what reactions was chosen. For example, heart. This DB is not responsible for listing possible emojis. So emoji picker is a UI of front-end concern. Your UI decides which emoji users can react with. So reactions are gonna be this. Okay, ultimately that's right. Okay. So that is just gonna be the name. By the way, users tap on one, you send it to backend like this. Backend saves this into emoji column. YDB needs only string. It's flexible. Okay, got that. So this is how it's gonna be going on. So in backend, ultimately there's gonna be only one emoji on a message, right? On front end side you can show many emojis, but on the backend side, on a single message there can be only one emoji, until unless there is a group and multiple people are actually just adding the emojis over there, adding reactions over there. In that case, on that particular message ID, you will be just getting the reactions using that message ID. There can be multiple reactions, multiple message IDs in that message reaction, because there can be multiple users. Using the message ID, you will be getting the emojis. Then once you got the emojis, you will actually just show all the emojis one by one in the format of numbers and all, the way WhatsApp does. Okay, by the way, created and updated, these things are fine. Then delete chat, deleted chat. So ID, user ID, chat ID deleted at just like this. By the way, even if you delete the chat will still stay in the database side. Just deleted at is, no, just a sec. Deleted chat, and just like this. So that particular chat will be removed from the chat section, that messages section, and that chat again, that will stay there. User ID, chat ID, deleted chat, this is just gonna be the date, and that's it. So it will have user ID and it will have the chat ID. That means as soon as I deleted the chat, got that? Chat in the sense, not the message, rather the chat in the sense the whole chat, kind of a group that I actually deleted. Okay, or I just made that empty. That means that particular chat will not have any chat at all. kind of that's gonna be reset. So where is the chat section? This is the chat section over here, and this chat section, I got the chat ID from there. Once I have that particular chat ID, so I can go to messages, and using that chat ID I can find all the chats. What will I be doing over here? Once that's actually deleted, in that case, just a sec. Why don't I have inside not messages there, I'm talking about chats, come on. So this is the chat. Inside that chat there are gonna be multiple messages. So how is this even gonna work? Okay, gonna understand this thing well, otherwise it's gonna be crazy. How will I even use it? Okay, deleted chat in the sense what? You were talking to a user and you deleted that. So user ID is gonna be there, chat ID is gonna be there. User ID in the sense your user ID, chat ID in the sense the chat kind of the room you were in. And once these things got a clear question, when will I be, in which condition, situation will I be using this? Even if I have used WhatsApp a lot, but few things don't make sense. When will I be using this? Let's see. Good question. Okay, deleted chat represents, it stores which user deleted which chat from their own device. Yeah. Okay. This means user 12 deleted chat C1 from their chat list at that time. Important. It does not delete the chat from other participants. It does not delete messages from DB necessarily. So ultimately from the DB we are not deleting the messages, just for that particular user. So when it is used, when user taps delete chat, open chat, more, delete chat, got it. This removes it from chat list, but not from the database for others. So this is mainly removed from the chat list for the user. So deleted chat, in your insert into deleted chat, that's fine. So I'm just simply creating it. When returning the chat list, when you fetch the chat list, you exclude chats marked as deleted. So what am I doing? First of all, using Prisma, I'm finding all the chats where the user ID is this. So chat participants where I have that particular user ID. After that, deleted by none user ID. So ultimately, where the user ID is this and user ID of deleted by is not there. So ultimately all user ID is gonna be included except these ones. It's just gonna be like that. Include participants large messages. Okay, so meanwhile I have to learn about Prisma well, because Prisma is not as simple as that. I've been just thinking so far. There are gonna be some extra things, like I've been just knowing only this much, like where this, but it's not like that. Inside this, where chat participants some user ID and none user ID. So where the values of chat participants ID is gonna be user ID. First of all, this particular thing. So chat participants ID is gonna be equals to user ID. Chat participant will definitely have a user ID. So where user ID is gonna be equals to user ID, and here it will try to kind of compare most of them, but few things are not gonna be compared, and that's gonna be this deleted by none user ID. So inside deleted by the user ID that I actually have, all those should not be included in this particular response, and it's just gonna be like that. Crazy, but yeah, interesting. By the way, let's continue from here on. So this will mainly be used for returning the chats, but chats will be returned not directly from the chats schema. Rather, I will be getting the chats from the chat participant. I will be getting all the messages, and once I actually got all the messages, then I will even be excluding these chats from there. So it's just gonna be like that. So ultimately, just a sec, deleted chat, Prisma chat. So I'm actually getting it from chat. From chat I will be getting all the chats of that particular user, but I'm not getting all the chats. I'm just simply excluding some of the chats as well. Chats in the sense the whole chat. That chat can even be a group. It's just like that. Okay, by the way, this particular thing is done. Deleted messages. Yeah, messages are fine. You can just delete the messages. So when it comes to deleted messages, again, if you are deleting the message at that time, the message should be deleted on the user side too. It depends like whether you want to have it or not. Yeah, if you are deleting the message, it should be deleted on the other user side as well. So user ID is gonna be here, message ID is gonna be here, deleted at and all. This is how it's gonna be going on. So ultimately I will have that message ID, that particular message that's been deleted. That simply means whenever I'm rendering all the messages on my UI front end side, at that time I have to get all the messages from the message side, and then I have to exclude all these messages, or I can just simply say that there's gonna be nothing over there. So that simply means, how will I even do that? I'm getting all the messages, and at some places there's going to be no message. That simply means wherever I have the ID of these, I will make the message text empty, as simple as that. I will make everything empty. Those fields will still be there because I have to show the demo deleted messages, but I will actually make it empty. And after that, once they are emptied, I can even click on that again and delete it from the database side as well. Completely I can delete it. So that can actually be done. When I actually click on that again, I'm just thinking of WhatsApp right now, exactly how the things work on WhatsApp. And at that time, that particular message gets deleted from the deleted messages and messages as well. So deleted messages will store the message as long as we haven't actually completely deleted that particular message. Then there is something called archive chat. This is pretty much easy peasy, right? Again, when you are getting the chat, so you will be even checking that, okay, the chats, first of all you will get all the chats, then you will remove the archived chats, and then remaining chats you will show on the main screen. And if you click on the archived chats, you will be getting all the archived chats. It's just like that. Gonna be quite fun working with Prisma because I will learn a lot, especially kind of really a lot. Then there is something called starred messages. You can just double click. The way WhatsApp applies it, I will be just applying it too. So I'm not gonna be worried about much. I'll be just simply copy and pasting the functionalities. The way WhatsApp starts the messages, I will do the same. And this is how it's gonna be done. Say 136. So by the way, for starting, I will have a user ID, I will have message ID, I will have starred. So just user ID and message ID are going to be enough for starred messages, and starred messages are going to be for a particular user, right? It's not like if you start the message that will be applied for other person as well. No, that only be for you. That's it. And remaining things are okay. So whenever I'm rendering the messages, at that time while rendering the messages, I have these starred the messages over here, right? So if I'm actually rendering the message, at that time I will have to get both the things. I will have to get the starred messages, I will have to get the messages, then I will compare the ID of that particular message. So it's gonna be too much here. I don't think so. Like I have an array of starred messages over here, and then I will have list of all the messages. It's gonna be insane in that case. So at that time I got all the messages, and then I have starred messages. What will I do? I have all the messages, I got starred messages, and few messages are starred over there. But when I'm actually rendering all the messages, at that time I need to have a property called is starred that is not there by default. That simply means that using both the arrays, I will create one array that will actually contain one more field, and that field is going to be is starred. So ultimately I will actually have to create a new field for this particular thing using this thing. Again, things are gonna be amazing. It depends on the use case, right? If you just need to create a field, we can do even that. Blocked users, again there's gonna be blocker ID, like exactly who was the person who blocked it, and blocked ID is exactly who is the person that who actually got blocked. And when you are actually showing first of all, you can show the list of the users. So using this using this blocker ID, you can find all the blocked users and you can show the list of all those users. Second thing is that if that particular user is blocked, that means the user should not be rendered on the contact list. That means again you will have to come here and exclude all these blocked users from there, and again you can make it blocked or unblocked, it depends. So overall this is fine too. Status, oh do not blame me, I just added as much as I could. It's just simple. Okay, when it comes to status, so at that time you can of course will have the user ID, like status of that particular user. Then there's gonna be media URL. Media URL is just the simply the string of that particular image, video, or even audio. Come on, audio cannot be there. Audio cannot be there. We'll make it something special. We will be adding audio as well. Why not? Like image can be there on the status, video can be there. Why cannot I have audio? I can definitely have the audio. I have to just make it playable. That's it. So I'm gonna be having the audio too. Okay, captions. Captions are the sense the below that you get. That's gonna be string. That's fine. And viewers, it will actually contain the viewer. So there's gonna be viewer. I will be getting all the viewers. Having said that, when I'm actually making the things like this, that means I will have to join lots of fields. And only by joining in the sense, if I were directly using SQL, at that time there is something called join. But in Prisma, there must be something. I don't know that, so I will be learning that. So as I said, there are a lot of things that I don't even know, but I know it should be something like that. So I'll be getting that done. Again, AI is there, so don't worry about anything. Why to worry when AI is there? Can help us anytime. Status view, exactly. This is gonna be the status view, all the viewers. So ultimately, there's gonna be the user ID. There's gonna be the status ID of that particular thing. View at, okay, that's fine. Ultimately, using this, I can get all the users who actually seen that. So as soon as I click you click on the status, you have seen that, and that's gonna be there. Call logs, and this is gonna be actually the last one. Call log will have the caller ID, receiver ID. Exactly who was the caller, who was the receiver, call type, whether that was a video call or audio call, status, call status, whether that was picked up or not, and that's it. So whenever you are actually calling a person, at that time you will have call log. So using a particular caller ID, that means this, you will be able to find all the things, right? So yeah, you actually have to find call log using both, using caller ID as well as receiver ID, because you have to render the call that you got, you have to render the call that you have made. So you will be getting all of them in the form of an array, and again there's gonna be content inside that, and then you will be sorting that. That's already gonna be in the sorted format, but you need the top one, the current one at the top. That means you will have to sort on the basis of the what? On the basis of started at, ended at. So on the basis of what? Started at, exactly when you called. Yeah, I think or ended at. Let's say by the way, you will have to sort on the basis of either started at or ended at. Like mainly it's gonna be great to just sort it at using started at, and when you are already on a call, that means another person cannot call you. Just like that, because you are already on a call, so other person should not be able to call you. And if you are already on a call, other person is trying to call you, there should be missed call. Oh, that's crazy. So missed call. So you will be actually sorting that on the basis of started at. So the first person that calls first, so that's the come on, yeah. The first of all, the person who calls you first, the message is gonna be first that, and then the next time the next person calls, the next call is actually gonna be top of the previous call. So it's just gonna be like WhatsApp style, the way WhatsApp renders the thing. I will be doing the same thing. By the way, this was it. Quite too much, yeah. The thing is that it's easy to just get the idea exactly whichever way WhatsApp works. The same way I will be just applying the things and all. So I don't need to use extra mind, just simply getting the reference from WhatsApp and getting the things done. But this time to actually get the setup ready right now. In order to get the setup ready, I'm already inside my DB right now. And inside my DB, let's go to Prisma. I'm gonna be using Prisma over here. So Prisma with Turbo Repo. Again, Turbo Repo is actually being used. If you have ever used Turbo Repo, you must know that Prisma has some problems with Turbo Repo, and that's what I'm gonna be trying to resolve. If it gets resolved, that's great. If it doesn't get resolved, then I have another way. I will, because I'm using Java TypeScript over here, so I will have to just build my TS client in the DB section, DB folder itself, and then I'll have to export that. If you have ever used with this, you must have got the idea, but never mind. Let's continue from here on. And how much I've done, I have created this particular thing as well. Schema is created, this thing is also created, no need to worry about this. And after that, DB generate, DB deploy, migrate, Let's add some scripts to the package, JSON inside the packages. These things are kind of good ones, so I will be adding them, as simple as that. And even I'll be knowing the reason behind exactly why it's done and all. So by the way, let's do one thing, copy it, as simple as that. By the way, I will be just skipping this thing from here, like I have to remove it. By the way, let's go to what, let's go to package.json. So here I'm inside my package.json, and this is the package.json that I'm actually talking about. Just over here I will just copy it, and then do just simply job. I mean, this one is gonna be for generating the client. Again, I will have to skip it, as I said. Let's get rid of it, just like this. I have migrate for migrating to the database. I have deploy for deploying it. Deploy in the sense, deploying it, don't know how deploy works actually. Maybe there is something called migrate deploy. It simply deploys the things, pushes the things to the database and all. I'll have to figure it out, never mind. Apart from this particular thing, I have environment variable. Whenever the environment variable changes, it should be building. So this is even needed, so I will be just keeping it over here. So I have to go to my turbo.json file, and just here I have to paste it. It simply builds it, like it is simply saying that task is gonna be built, and it will be building on what? It will be building based on these files, like inputs are gonna be this. If something changes inside this, in the same way I have my database URL. That simply means that if a database changes, again I will be knowing more about it. If database changes, it's going to be built. So let's even do that on the go. So first of all, what does this do? db deploy. So control, okay, just do one thing, control C, let's paste it here. The thing is that this is gonna be the learning time, so work on the project while learning the things. That's gonna be the best way ever. This is the thing for the first time I'm actually doing over here. Updated just now. Where is she right now? Okay, great. Alrighty. So by the way, what is the use of deploy here? Good question. It always is good question. A licensed DB deploy script is specifically for production deployments where you want to apply already generated migrations without creating new ones. What Prisma migrate deploy does, look at the Prisma migrations folder, apply outstanding migrations files to the database, stop if something fails, no, create new migrations not found. Okay, ultimately whenever we push or migrate the things, at that time new migration is created, and in this case new migration will not be created. I could have used db push as well. So I can say this deploy versus db push, just like this. Let's even check this thing out, exactly how this is gonna be. Great question. Arey yaar, hamesha great question. Prisma migrate deploy for production, applies the existing migrations, looks at like this. Okay, does not create new migration, does not alter the schema automatically, does not generate Prisma client. That's right. Push for development, immediately sync schema, literally force DB to match schema, does not create. Okay, got it. So it is merely for, so ultimately if you actually have to keep it simple, then in that case for local development I will be using DB. For production development, for ready for real versioning and all, I will be using migrate and all, migrate deploy dev. Then when ready for real versioning, so use this. And deployment or production, if you never want to db push in production, instead you do this. Why db push is dangerous for production? Drops column, alter tables, change types, lose data. Okay, so ultimately this particular thing is better. db push directly makes lots of hard changes that cannot be undone, and that is why this thing is important. Gets more important. It's as simple as that. I can just simply continue from here, and the next thing that I actually want to know, that is going to be this thing. I already know what is the use of this thing. By the way, production or deployment, you must do this, so that's fine. What is the use of db generate cache false, migrate cache false, persistent true, and db deploy? So ultimately they are not going to be cached and all. I will even be knowing it. So I will be asking two questions over here. env database URL, what is the use of this, and use of why are we caching the remaining files. Oh come on, where are you going? So I'm just gonna be having it over here. The questions are gonna be like this, and this is how the learning goes on. Right now I actually have to work on the project, so I need to know about them really well, so that if something goes wrong I should be able to figure the things out, otherwise I'm gone. It's gonna be a big one, really big project, so I gotta be sure. So use of env and database URL, just like this, and why are we caching, what are we caching, migrate, generate and deploy. I think that's the same thing if I'm not wrong. We are caching, migrate, generate and deploy, that is right. Let's simply send it from here and know the region behind it. There are two ways. Either I can just copy paste the things, or I can actually know the region. By the way, env database URL doing a build in this just turbo repo that the database environment variable affects this task. So turbo repo will rerun build if step if database changes. That's what I was saying. By the way, why do we need this? Because backend tools like Prisma, ORM, Next.js, Prisma adapters, etc. may inject database URL during build. So do schema and generate typed clients using DB URL, create migrations, pre-render DB based ISR or SSD. Okay, use DB auth inside build time script. So if we don't list the under that env, turbo might cache the build using a stale DB URL, causing wrong connections, and that is right. By the way, why do we have this cache false? All these things, cache false. Region Prisma generate creates node modules Prisma and Prisma client, that is right. These are local side effects not suitable for caching because they belong to the local file system. They may differ per environment OS node versions. So they might need regeneration or every install. Turbo repo caches outputs, not side effects inside node modules. So caching generate would lead to outdated clients, wrong OS bindage, and this. So db migrate cache was persistent true. So migrate dev does prompts for the migration name, cache files in Prisma migrations, alters local db, needs interactive terminal. Okay, never mind cache, because db migrations must always run fresh. So cache is okay. Cache I'm actually making them false. Yeah, come on. I was reading it false and I was thinking it as if it were true, but it is not true. So I'm actually making them false so that I don't actually cache their values. That's simple. I mean, if you actually cache the values, so that's going to be problematic. That can be problematic, and that is why when it comes to this, by the way, over here, so generate thing that first of all I'm generating the client that can never be cached. Second, I'm migrating the things, and this is necessary to interact with the CLI and assign names to your database and migrations. So at that time migration is generated, so I don't wanna cache that as well. And then deployment, whenever we deploy something and we don't even cache that because things may change over the time, and that is why caching them can really be bad, and that is why I'm gonna be avoiding that, or we are avoiding that, especially when it comes to dev. So whenever I'm running this particular command, at that time I'm making cache false, because in development things keep changing. So if you actually make cache true, then nothing will change and you are gone, done. By the way, let's keep it here just like this, and things are gonna be done. I will be removing it from here. 752 53. So where is she? Here we are. Great. Alrighty, by the way, this much is done, and if the good thing is that whatever thing we are doing, we know the region behind them. Okay, then there is something called npx turbo db migrate. I will be migrating, but before that I need to make sure that the environment variable that I have inside this is the one that I actually have. I will be just, even you must have seen that, but that's not really a big problem. I can even change that anytime. So let's even make it visible. Doesn't really matter whether it's visible on. Oh come on, Postgres. I'm using local database URL over here. That's fine. That simply means that the first thing is that I'm using Docker for running the database. So Docker process status for all. So this is the Postgres DB that I actually have to start because of course it is using Postgres. So docker start, and that's gonna be postgres db postgres. It since when it started hanging. Run it ls. By the way, right now the database is running, so I should be able to check that. Yeah, that's running. That simply means that I will be able to migrate it. So npx db migrate, not like that. Npx, how can I do that? Npx turbo db migrate. This is the command that I actually need to use. Turbo db migrate. Okay, don't have any problem with this. So npx, I can even make it run. So npx turbo db migrate, I will be migrating from here, and as soon as it is okay, amazing. By the way, it is getting migrated and it is done. So interesting, this thing is done. And once this is done, then I should be able to see the result over here as well. So let's open pg admin. It's not like it is the end. The main problem I will have to face, I know what is that problem, that the using client on the HTTP server side. I do have a solution for that, but that is not the best solution ever. So I just hope I will find a better way actually. Postgres databases, and inside this I have this WhatsApp DB. Inside this WhatsApp DB I have lots of schemas. I have table. Inside table, these are the tables that I have, so many. But for now I don't have any data in them, so I don't really need to worry about it. The next thing that I actually want to do, once this thing is done, then npx turbo db generate. I will be generating the client, but for generating the client I need to check my schema.prisma, and I have to check output over here, and that's gonna be inside source generated in Prisma. So the source is already here. Oh, I have even generated that once. Not bad thing, but I can generate it again. Why not? And this is gonna be generated just like this. So this thing is also done. What is the next thing? Let's go to the documentation. Why to use the mind? Export Prisma client. So we actually need to create the Prisma client over here. That's already been created. So let's copy it from here and simply do it. Gonna be great. Yeah, why not? So I have already created client.ts, and when that is created, so inside this client.ts I will be pasting it. You don't really need to change anything. First of all, you do need to change some things. Generated, that is again inside source only. So let's change the path only. This is done. You are importing this PG adapter, and you are already saving the connection in the global variable if you are working with the local development. So you don't need to worry about it. And first of all, even you are checking whether the Prisma actually exists in the global variable. If it does exist, the connection I'm talking about, you use that. Otherwise, you just simply create a new connection using the adapter. Adapter actually takes the database URL and all. And this is how you just simply create the connection. Done. And not only this thing, inside this you will actually have to create index.ts, and then from here you will be exporting the things and all. By the way, let's continue from here. Inside the index.ts you will have these values. Again, I will show you what the values these are. Simply paste the things file here. First of all, what am I doing? First of all, I am actually getting the Prisma from the client like this. First file, I am actually exporting Prisma from here. So that's the same file I am actually getting over here, and I am exporting from here. So it's like you are ultimately doing the same thing. Yeah, but it is like I need to export everything, so I'm exporting from the index.ts file only. And then the path should be right. I'm exporting everything in the sense I'm exporting everything from the client. So if you go inside generated client.ts, by the way, 52, I hope she'll be alright. Okay, by the way, where am I? Where was I? Where am I not? Where was I? Generated Prisma client.ts, generated Prisma client.ts, here I am, and over here I will have all the types that I have created. All the types in the sense, first of all, I have created user type. So user type must be here. So this is the user type. I am exporting it. So it's like once you have created this schema, then the next time you don't even write the types for on your own. Rather, you can just simply export the type from here, and you will be able to use this particular type: chat type, message type, contact type, chat participant type, everything you have. What else do you need to even worry about it? So all the schemas that you have created, all those types you have over here, and what you are doing, all these types are actually being exported from here. And once the types are actually being exported from here, you can use it anywhere in your backend, right? Even on front end side, because this is turbo repo. Schemas are available everywhere. As simple as that. Close this, close this, close this. Okay, by the way, this much is done. Not only that, models generated, then I have to go to my package.json, and from here I actually have to export the things right now. So from here what I have to do, I have to export everything from where, from source index.ts. so let's even copy it, and just over here I will be having it just like this, and paste it over here. So I'm exporting everything, dot, again dot in the sense you will not have to write anything else after repo db. So this is gonna, only this much you will have to write. And if I say dot client and all, this is just gonna be the path ultimately. So dot is the current path, so just write only this much and it will be done. By the way, from source and index.ts, these are the things that I'm actually exporting from here, and that is it, nothing else. Fine, this much is okay. What is the next thing? Next thing is nothing actually, everything is done. Then I have to just simply import it, and once I have imported it, then I have to check whether it's working or not. And that is it, everybody. Configure task dependencies in turbo repo. Depends database URL. I already have this db generate. Do I have db generate turbo repo? Turns out I do not have db generate. It actually depends on db generate as well. So it depends on the build as well as the db generate. Okay, I will be even going through them. So what it is actually asking me to do that, configure db generate and db deploy scripts. What are your academic background? You are asking. That's gonna be crazy, but I'm a college dropout. I do not. I am 12th pass out. I passed the 12th with a really good percentage. It's not like that is they are bad percentage. I even went to college, but in the second year I dropped that. I'm really sad, but yeah, truth is truth. What can I do? And now I'm in my village, just learning about what this stuff, full stack, DevOps, AI, all these things. Depends, by the way, the db generate and db deploy scripts are not yet optimized. What? db generate and db deploy scripts are not yet optimized for the monorepo setup, but are essential for dev and build tasks. If a new developer runs turbo dev and on an application without first running db generate, they will encounter errors. That is right. To prevent this, ensure that db generate is always executed before running dev or build. I tried to solve it good actually, like 1.5 years ago or something. I tried to do that, but then I left that because I mainly focused on then like learning about full stack and all. I may do it someday. Right now I don't really have to. I have time to do DSA, but someday I will definitely do my level best to get it done. To prevent this, ensure that db generate is always executed before running. Wow, I mean it is simply saying that first of all these things should be built. And all this, whenever you are running whenever you are running a turbo dev, npm run dev, so at that time things should be built and things should be generated. So if you actually use this, so your client will automatically be generated. That simply means that you will not have to worry about that. How great thing this is. So let's simply paste it over here. It simply tells that it depends on that. So what it is saying that build depends on build and db generate. Ultimately your file should be built, your client should be generated, only then you will be able to run that. It's just like that. Okay, by the way, this thing is done, and apart from this particular thing, how long has it been? 59 minutes. I'll be just doing this setup for 1 hour only, and after that environment and database variable, I'm gonna be having it over here. Dev depends on db generate. Okay, whenever I run this, I'm gonna be having it over here as well. Which OS are you using? I'm actually using Linux, but using some extensions I have made it like this. This is actually a Linux. Come on here, why are you here? So this is actually a Linux, but it doesn't seem to be like a Linux because I'm actually using lots of extensions. So there is an extension called Genome. Using Genome you can use lots of extensions. There is a software I can say, and so yeah, you can just customize your Linux the way you want. Dev, let's keep it here. Depends on is gonna be here, cache is gonna be here, db generate, migrate, everything is here. Okay, run the project, then script, and next dev code 3000. By the way, that must be web application. That's fine, and that is it. Most of the things that we have already done. the only thing that is remaining right now, simply running it and checking it whether it works and all. Let's simply quickly check it. Should not be taking lots of time. So what I can actually do, I can go to my web, at least I can check it for the web right now, and the remaining things are gonna be checked later on. So what can I actually do? Wow, it's been 1 hour. In order to check my web application, like whether it works on the website or not, and I'm sure that it will definitely work, I can just simply copy this code from here and just simply paste this code over here. So what I'm doing actually, first of all, I need to import a DB over here from the database. In order to get that, I can actually go to package.json file over here, and inside this I can say that bro, I need @repo/db, and first of all I have to import it from over here. So that's gonna be workspace, and just like this, and just like this. So of course I have to run npm install. So cd 2 steps back ls npm install. I will be simply installing it over here. Jorinoyas KDE is better. That could be better, but the thing is that I mainly started using Linux for development. For development, people say this is good, so that is why I have used it, and then I used some extensions to make it look better. Jorinoyas distro. Okay. Interesting. By the way, this is possible, like I can get this type of design using the Geno like extensions and all. So overall that looks like window, right? Amazing. The UI is actually amazing. So mainly the Linux was for the development of work. So I hope it's working well too. So let's see, in future I may be even checking them out. npm install, that's not done yet. Come on yaar, npm install should be done. It's taking lots of time. That's crazy. Okay, by the way, the time for working on this WhatsApp setup, that is almost over, because I have to learn about passport authentication, and I have to learn about WebRTC for making video calls and audio calls. Now I need to create the clone of WhatsApp, so I need to add these functionalities as well. Having said that, I don't even think like it's gonna be done right now. So let it be done. I mean, I know it will work, especially when it comes to app. It is definitely going to work. Only the problem is that the WebSocket server that I have over here, I need to use the same client inside that. The HTTP server that I have, I need to use the client over there as well, and these things are actually going to be problematic. The build thing is gonna be problematic, and let's see whether that can be resolved or not, or I do have a way to just get going right now. Later I'll figure out the best way. Alrighty, by the way, that was it. I think this installation will take a lot of time. I'll be back after 10 minutes or something, and then I will start learning about WebRTC, how to make video calls. Wow, amazing. I'll be back soon, and till then take care and see ya.